Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the wrestling world right now. I am that ball bro, your American hero of your favorite wrestling podcast. That is the Groupchat Wrestling Podcast, and we are on episode 63. It is September 15th, 2025, and it is an AEW pay-per-view week. Normally, we would go right into the All Out pay-per-view. We would run down the card, give you the best preview of that pay-per-view coming up in Scotiabank Arena in Toronto, Canada, but in the world of professional wrestling, there is never a dull moment. Nope, absolutely not. So going back almost a week and a half ago, it was leaked from Saudi press that a major announcement that was confirmed in a Friday press conference held by Triple H and the Saudi press, along with a whole bunch of other WWE talents, that in 2027, WrestleMania 43 will be in, to no one's surprise, Saudi Arabia. Like I said, this comes to the surprise of no one. We knew as soon as they got the Royal Rumble next year, it was only a matter of time. And it's been 7 years. Their partnership has been running strong with Saudi. So we knew it was only a matter of time. I am just shocked that there are people who are shocked by this news. It makes absolutely no goddamn sense to me. Like, they make $50 million per show that they do over there for B, C, D level pay-per-views that they do over there. So you can imagine they're gonna, according to Meltzer, rumors saying that they're gonna make over nine figures on for this WrestleMania. So $200, $300, $400 million. Like, so yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Fucking mad, man.
Fucking mad. And then, like I said, this was on YouTube, by the way, the announcement. And so when you do YouTube Live, you have the chat on the side. 99% of the comments in that chat were all negative. And last time I checked, it was like 2,000 upvotes and like 30,000 downvotes for that one. And everyone is chanting, boo, you sold out, all that shit and all that. But we know the same old song and dance with the hardcore Fed stands. Guess what? In 2027, when WrestleMania 43 comes along, you're going to be fucking watching.
I was going to say,
tuning in.
I was going to say, like, out of how many people who were outraged and who said this was like the worst decision that they could have possibly made, how many of them watched SmackDown that same evening? I reckon
99.4% probably.
I reckon, yeah.
Do you know who was outraged? Stephanie Vaquer. You could see she clearly didn't want to be there.
That's fucking hilarious because I saw someone put that on Twitter. I'm like, you could not be more wrong. She definitely wants to fucking be there. Do you know how many, what was it, 2-3 promotions that she burnt bridges with to break her
CMLL,
contract early?
AEW, and
I want to say New Japan. I think she had dates.
New Japan. Yeah, it would have been.
She
them.
took a pay cut to be there, didn't she? She's like, I just want the WrestleMania moment, and none of them will be getting a bonus if it's anything like the shows they've done in Saudi in the past. The talent do not get a bonus for being there. I assume they got a big payday. Apparently not. They get nothing extra. They're doing it for free.
They're doing it for the love of the game, and I can't wait for the Blood Money in the Bank ladder match that takes place on the show.
I can't wait for CM Punk to finally get his WrestleMania main event, and it'll be in Saudi Arabia.
I can't wait for CM Punk versus The Miz in the main event when CM Punk's on his knees sucking The Miz's blood money covered dick.
The Charlie Kirk Memorial Battle Royal.
Oh, fuck.
You can get a soft now.
Well, you know what, Dan? You just led me into the... No. Dan just led me into the very first. Bully Ray, you are a fat, stupid cunt. Because... Oh man, just
oh, that's related.
No,
that's related.
It's related.
Right. Listen, say what you like.
I'll leave it off. I'll leave it off here. I'll be nice.
Say what you like about Charlie Kirk, because the fucker's dead and he can't stop you.
Jesus.
Fuck him, man. You didn't believe in
We are 5 minutes
into
into this recording, and we have probably been cancelled by about 90% of the WWE fan
we can
base.
cut
But
that if you
that's
want.
fine. We're not your podcast.
Cancelled by the people who complain about cancel culture existing, because that's what those fucking snowflakes do. They want free. You don't want free speech. You want hate speech. You fucking punks. Sorry.
Yeah.
Anyway, we digress. Wrestling.
It could have been worse. We could have spoke about the Jeffrey Epstein Ring Boys stable, but we'll move on from that.
You mentioned Rob fucking Harris again, Andy.
He's the celebrity referee.
Bill Cosby as Morpheus. I'm still getting flashbacks to that still that we did on one of the episodes. Oh my God! No,
we are
I mean,
off to a roaring start so
We
far.
are.
oh
We're not
God,
getting the same
chaos
views this
as
time,
always at the Group Chat
Yes.
Wrestling Podcast.
Wrestling
But,
then.
man,
So,
You-
this whole thing is really weird. Like going back to Saudi, just really quickly. Like, I mean, we had
Do we have
lots
to
of
go back
people
to
were
Saudi?
complaining about how,
For free.
well, London was robbed. Like, London deserved to get
Oh, they was never
WrestleMania.
getting it, man. It was never getting it.
Where would they get
Exactly, man. Like,
They weren't going to
but
Wembley.
people still don't get it. The Khans have a lock on Wembley Stadium, which is the biggest stadium in the city of London.
It's said that for about fucking 2 years, and every week someone goes, "Oh yeah, but the Fed will get Wembley if they want." No, they won't.
So,
they
no,
won't.
they
get
won't.
it.
When WrestleMania takes place in the springtime, Andy, you're still here. I'm surprised. I just looked up, and was expecting you to just like turn your camera off and say "fuck this." But no, WrestleMania takes place in the springtime, which is right at the cusp of the FA Cup and the playoffs, which all typically take place at Wembley
Move
Stadium.
the FA Cup easy.
Oh, yeah, because wrestling's bigger than all of those things.
No,
Move it.
it still
Move
wrecks
it.
my head.
See, I'm not a
Fucking dickheads.
sports ball person, but even I acknowledge that that wrestling's nowhere near the level of football or pretty much any other.
In the UK, wrestling is nowhere near the level of a lot of things. In fact,
In
wrestling
America
is not
too.
on the level of most things here.
No.
In the America as well, most of your ball-related
yeah, listen,
activities
here
are...
it ain't bigger than the NFL. It's not bigger than the NBA. It's not bigger than the MLB. Like that's just being very honest. Like so,
Is it bigger than football, like the proper football, not fake rugby football, actual football? Is wrestling bigger than? I'm not going to say the other word 'cause it's bullshit.
S word.
Is
Is
it
it
bigger than football?
no,
Is it nowhere fucking near?
no way, no
You see
fucking we're near close.
Have you seen the numbers the MLS has been doing this last fucking couple of years?
Isn't it like it's
fucking
the
nowhere
third
near.
most watched or played sport in the US?
They're
It's the
after
fastest growing
NFL
sport
and
it's the
baseball.
fastest growing sport in the US as
Yeah.
well.
Right now in Queens, next to City Field where the Mets play, they're building a new stadium for the New York Football Club. I forgot where they're playing, but brand new 30,000 seat stadium right there. So you're gonna have City Field where the Mets play. Across the train yard, you have Arthur Ashe Stadium right there, and then you have
Tony,
the
Get onto that stadium,
Dude,
Tony.
listen, that is the
Yeah.
perfect venue right. Whenever that soccer stadium, football. I don't
Oh
know.
God, no!
We
It's
can say
cancelled.
that word. You
I don't want
can't.
disrespect.
No, we
That
can
would be-
you can only say soccer if you're saying it's not called soccer.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Okay.
Alright. But you know that'd be a perfect area. But yeah, like no, it's nowhere near bigger than football or football as well. Like no, if you say that, you're just fucking delusional. Honestly,
It's not bigger than cricket.
No,
No,
it's not bigger than
definitely.
fucking
Nowhere near.
golf. I'm pretty
And
sure.
cricket's
Like golf
boring
is
as
more
fuck.
watched than wrestling.
Formula One's a lot bigger. Rugby's a lot bigger. I'd say cycling's probably bigger. Cycling probably gets bigger viewing figures than anything over here.
It
People
probably
some
does, yeah.
reason watch cycling quite a lot. I find it unrealistically dull to watch, but
It's bigger than
people
the
can fill their days.
it's bigger than a few things. I'd say it's bigger than extreme ironing, and like probably Crown Green bowls. Maybe it's bigger than that. And like
what
What's
about
the
darts?
thing-
Well,
Oh,
no,
not
That's
right
a lot
now.
bigger.
Yeah,
Not
well,
right
no.
now.
Lot bigger.
If you had asked me that 3 years ago, I would have said possibly, but now, no, absolutely not.
One of my-
darts
It's
is
struggled
massive
a
over
bit
here.
One of my favorite videos I got saved on TikTok. I don't know if it was like a final like a year or two ago. Like I forget their names, but they were just going like back and forth, like hitting like 9, 12 like in a row.
Yeah.
And like when the
was-
last
it
started,
was-
it was like the biggest gasp. But then the next guy, I forgot.
that was Drew Parker and Emerson Jane, mate.
Yeah.
Still got them in
I
there.
knew where you were going
But
with
damn,
that.
like I look at the arena and it looks like there's like 10, 15,000 people watching two dudes throw darts. I'm like,
Yeah,
that's a
fucking
foreign
crazy.
concept for me.
What can we say? We're
What-
easily entertained.
It rains
Well,
a
they're
lot.
doing,
you know.
by the
It's
way,
the only
Brett.
excuse
Like,
we've got. It
yeah,
rains a lot.
They're not actually watching it. They're just fucking drinking.
Yeah. Our
and
indoor
cheering and
sports are a
singing
big
songs.
deal.
I've been to Ali Pali and watched it a few times. I hand on heart, I've 100%. I've been there maybe 4 times. I've had more pints than I've watched darts be thrown in the time that I've been there. 100%. Like it's an experience. Like it is so. It's the only thing in the world that you get better at the more you get drunk. The drunker you get, the better you get. Snoop is also a lot bigger than wrestling, by the way, over here. Yeah, like darts is like, again, the thought of like sitting there and being engrossed in darts. I mean, it's not for me. It's not for me.
It's we just like to find excuses to go somewhere and get drunk with people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a reason to drink instead of just sitting at home, drinking beer, looking out the window and crying. Yeah,
no, that was us during COVID, but
that's exactly what I was referring to be fair.
Regardless about how big, like, you know, how many sports are bigger than wrestling over here. Back to the Saudi situation.
All right,
we've got to talk about Bianca's comments.
Yeah, we do. I mean, like that is possibly one of the most tone deaf things that I've like ever read. Like, and not only is it like really tone deaf and doesn't actually scratch over like the real sort of like underlying issue, but it reeks of a Triple H press release. Like, it reeks of Triple H saying, "Hey, Bianca, say this," basically.
Yeah, those lines were 100% like fed to her before the press conference. You could tell like they gave her like bullet points to hit, like, because now after the announcement, like they're in full press mode to like get as many American fans there to Saudi as possible. It wasn't even just the Bianca press conference where she's trying to encourage like women to come out there. Like I said, that she's trying to make it seem like it's so much better. They progress so much. Like, no, that seems that way for you because you are of celebrity stature over there. So you're going to get the red carpet treatment. You and the rest of the women's division. Like, one of you guys were telling me that the last time they were on the beach or whatever, it's like, but it turned out it was a private beach. It was a private like club or whatever. So yeah, they had it all to themselves. Like, you don't have the everyday experience that they do over there. So like you said, very, very tone deaf. And like I said, I'm not gonna put that on Bianca. I'm putting that on Triple H and TKO and all of her bosses.
Yeah,
I actually, someone contacted me about this. They wouldn't give me the name, but they did tell me that why she said this. And Triple H basically said he would put her with Jade again. If she didn't read this statement, and she just was like, whatever, give me anything.
such a shit.
Well,
I just wanted to read a little bit of what she said, because she's just said, every time we go to Saudi Arabia, I see it evolve more and more, whether that's inside the ring with more women on the show or outside the ring, seeing the women on billboards and posters. What kind of women are on those billboards and posters, Bianca? This is not a lived everyday occurrence for women in Saudi Arabia. You'll see, like they just said, you're seeing a totally different part of it. Those billboards aren't for women. They're not. That's not why it's happening. And just to act like it is, nah.
They are propaganda, and they're no more.
Propaganda. Yeah, that's what those billboards are.
And this was the same week that Triple H claimed that they've helped shape Saudi Arabia. Okay. I can't even fucking say what he said because it's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, Triple H is the one that fucked it up the most. I do feel like Bianca's just saying what she's been told to say. It's part of her job.
No, I mean it's not fair to sort of like put her in like that position like anyway. But like it's all of this kind of sort of spokes, you know, people in that role. They're just saying what the higher ups like want them to say.
Yeah,
essentially,
it's a scripted promo. That's what they do in WWE. Which, don't forget, Triple H
has
stated again, it's not a sport. It's a film, a movie about a sport. He specified that again this week.
Fucking nerds.
It's not a very good film, is it?
I don't like using the word, as I grow older, I don't like using the word hate too much. I'm trying to get that out of my vocabulary, but I fucking hate, whether it's Triple H or anyone on Twitter, any social media, I fucking hate when that description of, they try to describe wrestling as that, like, it's a movie, it's a TV show about like wrestling, it's this, and like, fucking nerds, man. Bullying is okay sometimes. Bully those who fucking with those. God, it's like the same people who say love all wrestling. What else do you say that shit for? Do you say love all food? Love all sports? like you can't love all food. What if you're allergic to certain foods? My mom's allergic to strawberries. She doesn't love strawberries. It's so fucking dumb, man.
I'm allergic to shit wrestling.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, I mean, that wasn't the only piece of news we had in the week. I mean, we are at risk of delving like more and more into this, and we do have a show to preview. But before we get onto that really quickly, like, I just want to say, like, there's, you know, another funny piece of news which took place probably conveniently 24 hours after the Saudi WrestleMania news broke, and that was a certain wrestler being released for some disciplinary issues. So yeah, not only have they had that, but Andrade has been quote unquote released, fired, he left, whatever. Nobody really sort of knows.
Like,
it's all a bit of speculation. But just really quickly, like, how quickly are WWE fans jumping on Andrade saying it's definitely his fault, whereas it was Tony Khan's fault when he left AEW in 2023?
He's a prick, but the Fed PR machine's been in full flow this week because we've had about 9 million different reasons why he got fucking sacked.
Oh yeah, he did work with AAA. He didn't show up. He showed up and got in trouble. He failed a wellness test. He wouldn't provide a wellness sample. Fuck knows. It depends who he's punched to get himself sacked. If it was Logan Paul, well done, lad. Otherwise, yeah.
I think he's shite anyway, to be honest. Like, so whatever. As long as he doesn't fucking drag Vicky Guerrero to AEW, I don't give a fuck.
That's not a possibility, is it?
The thing is, look.
No, it's not, but it was the worst debut of all time. Like, fucking debut someone with so much hype.
She's a terrible person.
Can I say, look, we know he didn't get sacked from AEW. It does look like he was sacked from WWE, and it probably, for whatever reasons, I'm not going to sit here and speculate. But let's look at it this way. It didn't work out from under Vince McMahon. It didn't really work out from under Tony Khan. It's not worked out from under Triple H. Now, clearly, I'm a bigger fan of one of them two people than the other two. But when there's a pattern emerging of there being issues, he had issues in AEW. He had a physical altercation with Sammy Guevara. He was then given the opportunity at the end. He said, "Look, we're going to use you well." Didn't he beat Daniel Bryan in the C2? Am I right in saying?
No, he beat Bryan Danielson, not Daniel Bryan.
Yeah,
sorry, he beat Bryan Danielson. Yeah, he beat him in the
C2.
Yeah, I wonder who the fuck that was.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, he beat Bryan Danielson. I mean, he had towards like the last like 3 months of his like AEW run was actually like that's when he actually turned up, and that's when he actually sort of gave a fuck.
He's a good wrestler, but he's boring. Like it's not beating around the bush. He's boring.
No.
I agree. Actually, I think he is boring. I think he may technically be good, but there's so many more people I would rather see on TV.
He was good under Selena Vega, and he was good then because she was really good as a mouthpiece. He's boring.
So everyone's entitled. I mean, I slightly disagree. I think Andrade is gifted. When he shows up, he can go. He doesn't really. He can't cut a promo. He needs someone to actually talk for him, as long as it's not fucking Vicky Guerrero. But he needs someone to talk for him.
Though.
Yeah,
but when he bell to bell, he's actually quite good. Like he actually can put on a decent match.
So are 20 or 30 other AEW wrestlers who are at least on that level.
So there's a lot of others who can't cut a promo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
When you talk about bringing someone back, or debuting someone, I always have to say, who would you cut? Because the men's roster is
exactly.
Who do you remove?
Someone's going to have to make way for
upper
him.
mid card to make room for Andrade.
I thought the same. This is slightly off topic, but I thought the same when I seen someone the other day listing 4 unsigned women, and one of them was. God, I can't even imagine. One of them was Shotzi. One was I can't remember anyway. Unsigned women who've been released from WWE, and I was thinking that's all well and good, but like, who do you replace with him? I don't want to see anyone replaced at the moment on TV. I want to see them give him more time, not fucking less, so they can sandwich in some more people.
Yeah, I mean we've got,
and that's what I'd be like Andrade.
Yeah, on the All Out, including the pre-show, we've got 14 women. Which ones do you take off to put those 4 in? Because it's looking pretty full, the card now. Yeah.
It's 14 women, and there's some missing that should be on the card, in my opinion, as well. So exactly, that's where, and I feel like exactly the same about Andrade. Yeah, in ring he might be good, but he can't cut a promo for shit. He's got a history of causing trouble. I mean, I've seen someone say he's the modern day Sid Vicious in terms of behaviour. He probably is. He'll be just bouncing between companies non-stop for the rest of his fucking life.
Well, Arn Anderson's not listening to this, so he can protect himself with a pair of scissors.
Yeah, fucking hell. And I just don't want to fucking. I don't know. I don't think he's worth the risk when there's other wrestlers out there who are equally as good in ring and also can't talk but don't cause trouble. Surely you go for them over him.
The likeliest scenario for him right now is because he also, towards the tail end of his AEW run in 2023, he was making appearances in CMLL again. and that he was actually getting good reaction, and he actually seemed to be quite enjoying himself a little bit. So where now like people like Hechicero have got like dual contracts, probably what makes the most sense is if he goes primarily and stays with CMLL, where he can be like a top player, which is clearly where he wants to be. He's in AEW, he's not gonna have a hope in hell of getting in that sort of conversation, but in CMLL he could be.
Well, or just go to CMLL.
Yeah,
having an occasional match in AEW, I wouldn't be opposed to it. But again, I don't want to see anybody on screen like regularly on TV cut to make way for him at the moment. So.
Okay, as I said before, it's not my money. So whatever Tony wants to spend his money on, it's up to him. And I'm not going to like say someone shouldn't be paid. But if it was me in charge, I would be looking to spend the money on other wrestlers who have show more promise and less, less baggage with them. And I wouldn't even be thinking about a dual contract. Let CML fucking hire him, or let fucking New Japan fucking foot the bill if they want to use him, because he doesn't get on TV for me. Not at the moment. The way that roster is.
No.
I will.
Go on, Brett.
No, I was gonna say I'm sorry. I think Mark saw the tweet earlier. Like, I'm sorry, Andrade's the funniest dude ever. With that tweet earlier saying thank you WWE. It was about five hours ago. Like, just thank you WWE. Like this. Don't never change Andrade. Well, no, do change, because like Mark said, it's strike. Like I said, he's the first. Is he the first wrestler to be let go of WWE, then be let go of AEW, then go back to WWE and be let go there? So
yes,
he's the first one off the top of my head. And then
he's the first to ping pong that much.
Yep.
Yeah.
But when he got let go originally, though, it was his request, wasn't it? He wanted out because he felt he was a huge deal. And then if you remember, he got gassed up so much by like the likes of What Culture and fucking all these guys, to the point where everyone's like, "Oh, this guy's a star. Look at him, he's a star." And I think he believed that. Like I think he believed that he was one of the best in the world. And so he came into AEW. It was a terrible fucking debut, by the way. Vicky Guerrero, why? She's fucking awful. And then sticking Chavo with him just because, for no fucking reason.
But that only lasted like a week, 2 weeks.
It was terrible. But like, regardless, he shown nothing of this kind of top guy that he was proclaiming to be. It was just fucking ridiculous.
He was just another guy like on the roster, and there were about, like you say, even at the time when the roster wasn't as like star heavy, like top heavy as it was now, like even back then there were people who were just putting on like better matches than him, like bell to bell. It was only in that last sort of 3 months when it was Noel's house party, Collision, sorry, when he actually like sort of turned up.
Do you know who was putting on better matches?
That's when I thought, oh shit, like he actually can go, and if he gives a fuck and he's dedicated and he's committed, he can actually be a vital part of the show. But since they've signed like more people like Okada and Jay White and everyone like that, Hurt Syndicate, Ricochet, like no. Do
you know who was putting better matches on it when Andrade was in AEW than Andrade?
Yeah.
Dante Martin. And look at Dante Martin now. That's and it's not slant on Dante Martin. He's had a lot of injury issues and stuff. He's gone backwards a bit because of that. But that says it all about how good Andrade was in AEW at that time. Dante Martin was fucking streets ahead of him for me.
That's true. I thought I was maybe being I felt like, am I blinded? Am I being biased? Have I turned against him because he went to WWE? Have I done what we accused them of? And I searched his name back through my old tweets. Even when he was in AEW at his height, the only time I ever tweeted about him was to say, I prefer Roosh. I wish Roosh was in the position he's in right now. And that was it. That was the only thing. And I've said that a few times. I've never. So yeah, it wasn't just me. It's not just me turning on him because he went to WWE. He's never stood out for me. Not once.
He was
except when he tried to buy Darby Allin.
2.5 years, he had 41 matches there. Like he was never a mainstay.
He did get injured.
I remember fucking three of them.
He missed a decent chunk of 2020, the first half of 2023, I think. He missed a fair bit of that injured, but it was just an uninspiring run. It was just every time he's on screen, you're like, right, we know he's a very good wrestler, but so is the vast majority of the AEW roster. So, and again, like he's just the thing is for me is it's not. Yes, he's not a particularly good promo, but he hasn't got the kind of presence. Say someone like Roosh, that guy doesn't cut like in these amazing promos, but there's just something about him, like this je ne sais quoi, whatever you want to say. Andrade his run in AEW was it just existed before. His run on the main roster in WWE both times is kind of just like, I know he had that Best of 7 series with Carmelo Hayes was lauded as it was meant to be amazing. I'm sure it was, because they're both really good wrestlers, and also most matches on Raw and SmackDown aren't particularly good, so it's going to stand out a lot more when you've got, again, Miz matches or Otis matches or whatever other crap, or Roman Reigns matches that just aren't very good. So it's going to stand out. He's a really good wrestler, but that's all he is. He's a really good wrestler. AEW have got 30 to 40 men I'd much rather see than him, like in the men's division.
Mark, you got to give us a warning, heads up next time when you bring up names like Miz and Otis.
Roman
Reigns. I just felt something in my soul just eat away with me.
What you say about Rush there, though, is bang on. I agree with that. Rush has got such a fucking intensity with the way he delivers his promos. They're not necessarily good, but it's so fucking intense. He reminds me of, I can't remember, there's an actor anyway who reminds me of, where everything is fucking intense. Who's the guy who was in this fucking Superman movie with the last Superman movie, and he played fucking Zod. What was his name? Fucking hell. Anyway, he reminds me of him because everything he does is full on fucking intensity, and you're like, fuck. Even if it's a shit fucking promo, you're like, well, okay, I'll fucking step back.
The way that we're talking about Andrade, he just seemed, in my opinion, he's just another guy. But who's not just another guy, in my opinion?
Good segue.
And that's Mr. Josh Alexander right here, and listen, I'll admit, like, maybe when he first started in AEW back in April, a little slow going, but I think the past couple months he's picked it up a little bit. Yeah. I think he has a solid standing. His ranking, like in the tiers in the Don Callis family, I think is set. He kind of gives off like that, not the final, but like kind of like the sub boss before you fight the final boss. Like if you ever used to watch like Power Rangers, he's like Goldar before you face like Rita Repulsa or like her monster of that episode, or like Bebop and Rocksteady from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like that. I mean,
I got that reference. Didn't get the other one. I got the Bebop and Rocksteady one.
Oh, you never watch Power Rangers?
You didn't watch Power Rangers,
man.
Oh, Jesus
Power
Christ!
Rangers,
Oh my God.
I was too old.
They're too old. We're not too old. We're down with the kids.
Yeah, there we go. But
I'm old.
I bring up Josh
Power Rangers 22.
I watched Power Rangers last week. Fuck off.
There you go. But I bring up Josh Alexander, and it kind of ties into our first topic about WrestleMania. And he recently had an interview where it came to free agency and why he chose AEW is because obviously the stacked roster, but he also talked about that WrestleMania wasn't the end all be all for him. That wasn't his goal in his career. And it's kind of a breath of fresh air, because we don't hear a lot of that in wrestling nowadays. But we've heard it from him. We've heard it from Tekla as well. We're hearing slowly but surely. I think the tide is going to start turning. It's not going to be immediate. I say the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to see that new crop of wrestlers coming up, that they're going to look around the landscape of professional wrestling and look what's going on in WWE and be like, maybe that isn't the end all be all. Maybe that's not the final destination for me. I'm not saying it's not bad if you're a wrestler and that's where you want to be, cool. But it's not. That's the great thing about AEW, or just more choices in general. Like there's more options to succeed. This brand of wrestling is more suited for guys like Josh Alexander, for Tekla, and so many more who can get it done in the ring and have more free reign over their character and can stand out in a better and bigger fashion. So I love the fact that, like I said, Alexander in the last couple months has like been better presented in AEW in the Don Callis family, and I kind of hope like in the near future, guys like wrestlers like Josh Alexander and Tekla, they kind of get like more of a better like push, like more kind of rewarded in the sense that they should be like the standard going forward to a lot of wrestlers coming up. Like, you know what, they reached this status, like they chose this route and it's paying off for them in the future. So I'm interested to see like
Do you know who else said something similar? Fucking Ace Austin.
Yeah, that promo he cut, what was it, on a Collision last week, that was fucking good. I did not expect that, but I was like, oh shit.
I wish they'd have done that like 2 or 3 months ago, like to start with. Then it would have he would have had like not as slow a start like he put out. Sorry, go on, Andy, what you said.
I thought his debut was good, to be honest, because I remember myself and Mark were on pins because he was the surprise opponent for Hangman, wasn't he? In the So it was a good debut. I don't want him to come out and cut a promo, because I would have been even more worried that Hangman might lose.
There's another wrestler that I've seen similar comments from this week, and that's Will Ospreay. He was talking about how for him TNA was the one he grew up watching. So he didn't.
He was a
grow up
TNA guy
with WWE as the be all and end all. He talks about watching AJ Styles and then going and trying to do a shooting star press. And there are young wrestlers now just getting started watching Will Ospreay and trying to go and do a Sky Twister press. Yeah. And it just shows that when there are options, the absolute best of the best tend to be drawn away from WWE. I don't think it's the place for people that really, really want to go in the ring to be aiming for.
It's Ace Austin said something similar on the AEW podcast last week about how that WrestleMania that thing doesn't really, it's not the goal for him, it's completely different.
I mean, there are more people he's going to be up there with a WrestleMania moment one day.
Look, the Fed's great for people who want to try and run from the grind. So, like, it's a great option for people who but maybe some people want to put the shift in and.
Yeah, I do think. I mean, we've seen it ourselves, and we've pointed it out in the chat. Like Charlie Evans. Like, I mean, she's gone on Twitter publicly. I think she's great. She's a fantic indie wrestler.
I think
she is incredible.
I know I said we don't need any more signings, but Charlie Evans is the exception.
Well, honestly, I'd take her. I'm Millie McKenzie. I think if you get in a tag team division,
for sure, for sure. But she's been like forthcoming about saying about how much she wants, like, Tony Khan to notice her. Not Vince McMahon, not Triple H.
Fucking Millie McKenzie should change her fucking Twitter.
But yeah, Millie, you got to change the Twitter bio, to be honest. But
by the way, WWE off, man, for fuck's sake.
She is going through some health issues at the moment. I understand. So Millie, if you're watching this, then obviously. Wish you the best. But no, you're absolutely right. But who is another AEW lifer who we have seen early today, actually, as a matter of fact, was Toni Storm.
I was so happy
when she retires, you're never going to see her again. She's not going back to WWE. She's with AEW till the very end, and that is somebody you want with you to the very end. If you,
it was the best news I've seen in a long time, because like how good she is and like how much she's literally changed the women's division, along with a couple of others, but she's like really fucking with this title. It's been must-watch TV. I was convinced that at some point the Fed were going to make a play for her when the contract's up. So seeing that she basically has got why would I want to go there? That's exactly right there.
Well, but she also said like she put them over. She said like it's a great place to be. Like we've said, like if you want to be there, then go for it. Then there's no stopping you. But for me, I'm happy here. This is where I feel like I've flourished, and nobody could realistically argue that she, has been better in AEW than she ever was in WWE or anywhere else.
They're the people that you can build a
she's the linchpin of the division.
Yeah, you 100%. Have years with them. Others have said the same thing. Swerve, didn't WWE get in touch with him, and he just went, "Excuse me, no, I'm happy here."
Adam
Darby
Cole
Allin
as well.
Who else?
Adam Cole.
Swerve said the same thing as well. The thing that when he retires, he's done. He said when he leaves AEW, he's retired.
Finished,
You won't see him.
Darby Allin has said he wouldn't even look at WWE, and he's never been there. It's something he's never ever wanted. But these are people that you can build on, because you know that, barring injury, obviously, they are going to be there.
Can you imagine them cunts letting Darby Allin go and climb a mountain or swim with some fish? Did that fucking no chance?
Fuck no. They'd have him coming out to fucking Skater Boy.
Of course they would. Of course they would.
Oh God! The thought of them getting their grubby paws on Darby Allin, slapping a big W on him.
I've had enough of talking about the fucking Fed. We have a pay-per-view this week.
We got some wrestling coming up on Saturday, which is actually
my fucking brains melting talking about the Fed too much.
Don't worry, I'll bring us back. Like, it's actually happening for the best. The best news for us in the UK is that it's actually happening at 7 p.m. on a Saturday. I'm going to come back from the football, probably very disappointed, let's be honest, but I'm going to come back, crack open a beer, Leeds. So probably going to be quite disappointed. I mean, it's Wolves. It's Wolves. I'm going to be disappointed, like, let's be honest. But no, I'm going to come back, open a beer, and the pay-per-view is going to be ready to go. So anyway, let's break down the card, shall we? I mean, they're probably, by the time this gets out, we might have another match or two.
Before we get to the card,
certainly for 0 Hour, it looks like the main card's all kind of like fleshed out now. But
I have an idea of what we'll have as a match.
Please let me just do it before I actually explode.
Go on.
Please let me just talk about the other thing that happened this week, because.
Oh right.
Because.
Oh yeah.
He was not only on TV.
Don't worry, guys. We can cut this bit out. It's fine.
I forbid it. No, my beloved Brandon. Look, we're dressed alike. We match. He was not only on TV, he was on Being the Elite. He got his apology from the Young Bucks, who can do absolutely no wrong now. The Founding Fathers, all praise, put him on TV. So yeah, Brandon has returned. And also, this leads into the potential for All Out, because I think this is when he's coming back. Mentioned on Being the Elite was...
I think we've predicted his return every pay-per-view for the last
this time,
8 months.
okay?
I'm pretty sure.
The tits don't lie. This time, our beloved scapegoat will be returning at All Out. I have decreed it.
Well,
While
you're on that, we do have a question from Shield Bill, formerly Slug, the artist formerly known as Slug. He says, with Jack Perry sending a knife to Matt Jackson with a letter saying, for the next time you stab me in the back. It's a very nice knife, by the way. We watched him, craft this beautiful item. It's amazing. What a gift. Does this confirm a face tween a Jack Perry return coupled with a Luchasaurus face turn? I don't think so.
No, I don't think it's a face.
I don't think a tweener, though. I think he just comes back as a face to rescue Luchasaurus. Because I want the Jungle Boy music back, the old Tarzan boy.
Yeah.
It's that or the Young Bucks turn backface and rejoin Kenny and Hangman, isn't it?
It's that. I think that we're a way off from that.
That's a long game.
Yeah.
I think that's a long way away.
That's a long way away from happening.
Yeah.
But
I'd like it to be Jack. I want to cheer him because I love him.
I think we're going to get some shenanigans at All Out, which we'll get into.
Didn't he help them win last time? The Young
Bucks.
He helped them
if
win
you
a ladder
remember,
match against FTR, didn't he?
And now they've got a ladder match. Nobody could cost them.
He could do the exact same thing.
So, but didn't he also
got to win
help
a match first?
Didn't he also help Luchasaurus rise from the dead? Didn't you see him
we
inject
think it was
him
his
with something?
hands. We don't know for sure.
Well, so this is it. This is where
It did, didn't it? It might be the back of the scapegoat bus.
So who knows?
Could be Frankenstein and his way around the country in the back of that bus. And a jet driver.
Who the hell knows?
Anyway, 0 hour. What match? Let's go.
So
Let's go.
Don't worry. I've got the card in front of me. I'll guide us through in a logical way. So obviously we probably are going to get more by the time this goes out, and probably on the day. But for now, the only match announced for the 0 hour, this is called Tailgate Brawl, is an 8-woman tornado tailgate brawl. Which features another all-star tag team of Queen Aminata, Willow Nightingale, Harley Cameron, and Mina Shirakawa against Megan Bayne, Penelope Ford, Julia Hart, and Sky Blue. And I understand this is tornado rules, no disqualifications, I believe.
Yeah.
I've never seen one of these before, but I mean, considering what we've seen over the last few months with these Collision and Dynamite multi-woman matches, we know we're going to be in for a good time, and 0 hour is inoffensive. It never really kind of lets you down. So I mean, I think we're just going to have a bit of fun with this one, and it'll be everything that we've come to expect.
Hello, Mark.
He's so excited. He's popped his head up.
I see this one going absolutely crazy and ending almost in just total chaos. Because they're setting up for either Anarchy or Blood and Guts. Obviously, they can't do Blood and Guts at All Out because they'd need the 2 rings. But I think they are setting up for a Blood and Guts.
Well, this match is essentially when you think about 4-on-4 tornado rules, it's basically Anarchy in the arena in the sense that, like I said, it's not a standard tag. So they're going to be all over the ring, in the stands, and the crowd, the stage, everywhere. So in a sense, it is kind of like Anarchy in the arena-esque in a way.
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of. But hey, it's the closest thing we've got. I'll take it. I mean, there's got to be a crazy spot or whatever. Whoever it is gonna
Sky Blue. It's always Sky Blue.
Sky loves herself a death match.
The match is going to be incredible. But as I was saying to you guys before, it's becoming to the point now where the booking of this story with they don't know who's on what side. So essentially, it's each week it's we've got some more women on this side. So it's going to be essentially one side of the women's roster against the other side. So we're going to need 7 fucking cages. It really is. The tagline is going to be, we're going to need a bigger cage, because it is. Every week there's adding more to the face side. We need, it's going to, at the moment, it's going to be fucking 20 women on the face side against fucking 5 on the heel side, because the face side seems to rotate every week.
It does. The heel side has always been the same crop, Megan, Penelope, Julia, Sky, Tekla, and maybe Athena and Billy Starks occasionally. But everyone, there's about twice as many on the babyface side.
I get it. I get, like, you know, we know it's the whole kind of rotating women in to give them time and all that, but like, I just wanted to see more of a solid face team coming into this that were more the team that have been together, like, you know, for a few weeks rather than just kind of swapping in a woman here, swapping. Like, Willow's in it now. Like, is that just because they couldn't find a match for her or something? Like, it's, well, I don't know. And like, you know, Statlander was in it like 2 weeks ago. Fucking Aminata was missing for 2 weeks and now she's back. It's like, come on, fucking.
This is it. I you know, touching on sort of a broader issue, and you know, maybe it's another issue for another day, but how a lot of people are complaining about how, you know, it gets to a point when you have so many of these matches when you start to think, okay, well, what's next? You know, we've seen these, they're great. What's next? So do we go back to the whole thing of where there's just one women's match per week, where there's literally only 2 women featured every show? I don't want to have that. You know, if this is an opportunity to showcase as many, you know, the depth of your women's division as possible, then obviously
I don't think it
carry
fixes the problem,
on.
though,
but
does it?
it doesn't. No, but you do need to really start to figure out what's next.
Yeah, the problem isn't the match type necessarily. I think I agree with Andy on that.
No. And it'll be an amazing match. It will be an amazing match.
Yeah, it's more that there isn't more history behind the match.
Exactly. Exactly. I want to know the motives, like why they are in this match, not just kind of like Willow random. I'll watch Willow in anything. Put her in any match and I'll watch it, and I'll be excited. But like, why is she in this match? It doesn't make there's no real kind of random reason to it. Like, it's
and they are starting to give the women more time now, but it hasn't been that hasn't been happening for long enough that they've built up all this history and juicy lore behind everything that's happening.
That's the only thing. That's the only reason it wrecks my head.
I do enjoy a multi-woman match. I really, really do. I like the match type. But
it's the same with the multi-man matches. As a match, they're fucking brilliant, and like AEW does them better than anybody else. But like, and again, like I said last time, I think it's just because of the standards AEW have set. Not necessarily on the women's side of things, that's where they've kind of lacked for a while, but the stands they've set just telling stories in general. I want to see them continue that, and I want to see them do this with the women's division. I want to see more like heavy stories going into them to give us those emotional hooks into the matches that they do have. Like, and I say hook, I didn't mean to say hook, because that is one person I would have gladly taken off and given more time to one of the women's matches.
Hook.
No.
That 5 minutes he gets to do nothing apart from about 3 suplexes. Put a women's match in there and give them a reason.
It's yeah. I mean, my main hope for this is I know it's going to be fun. I know it's going to be good. I just want them to start building to something like history making, let's say. And I suppose this is history making in a way, but I want them to actually start sort of really taking the division to the next level, because it's at that point the talent's really, really good. They have great chemistry together. They have such a depth that they've lacked for a very long time, and now it just feels like, okay, well, now you really need to put that into practice and sort of show your support for them, give them the spotlight, give them Anarchy in the Arena, give them Blood and Guts. Blood and Guts would be the one for me.
Give them a fucking C2.
Yeah, and that, absolutely. But, you know,
you know
they need all this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at, you say C2, like you look at the women's division right now, they're way more healthier than the men's side right now. So it would be more logical to run a women's C2 this year than the men, I would say.
Definitely.
I wonder if they're waiting,
you know, it's like
Athena's taking time off. Have you seen that she's
yes,
taking
she is
a
few weeks, yeah.
I feel like if they run a C2, I would have Athena win it. I really would. I would, if she's going to drop the Ring of Honor title, that's how I would have her.
Well,
get back to the top.
Before that would be great. But I think, you know, we should save this for another episode, because we've got a lot to cover on this card. But no, because we did have a few questions a couple of weeks ago about what we want for the C2, and we've got some theories. But when the time's right, we will talk about that. But
so the match is going to be class.
The match is going to be fun. I'm predicting a baby. I'm predicting a. No, do you know what? I'm predicting a heel team win. I'm predicting Megan Bain gets the win.
100% heel team win, because they're the only team that have actually more or less been
stayed
a team
together
for the last 4 weeks. Yeah, I think that, and I think that the Triangular Madness, or just Madness, or whatever they're called now, the Spooky Raggedy Bitches, I think they will possibly feature later on as well. So I think they get the win, and off we go.
Gives them a bit of
match later on, haven't you?
It'll be a great match, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Anyway,
I'd like something, even if it's just a couple of women face to face having a moment that then they can build on, something to build on. Give me that, I'll be very happy.
We've also got, to whet the appetite, we've also got Queen Aminata and Tekla again on Dynamite. Well, this September to Remember on Wednesday, so that should be great. 3-hour broadcast, lots of cool matches on that to sort of set us up. So that is another story which has played out really, really well. But obviously, since Jamie's return, Queen Aminata, unfortunately, has had to take a little bit of a back seat, which I don't really understand why. But again, another issue for
it's a head wrecker.
Another issue for another day, perhaps. But anyway, look, we've got 10 matches. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Go. What's the
10
next
matches
match?
to cover. It looks like the main card is pretty much set in stone right now. So let's start with the one which, well, I've got them in a bit of a weird order of what I think is going to sort of go in and the order it's going to go in. So I've gone with the tag team title Fatal 4-Way ladder match to start with, where we don't know 3 of the teams as of the time of this recording.
I think we can safely guess definitely 2 of the teams. I feel pretty confident all 3 teams are borderline shoe-in.
I've got an idea of who's getting into the match and what we're going to see on Saturday. So I've gone for Brodido, obviously. I've gone for the Young Bucks. I've gone for Jet Speed, and I've gone for the Don Callis family, Hechicero and Josh Alexander.
I don't think there's any way it's not that.
It's going to be that.
Yeah,
you're not having a pay-per-view without the Bucks. Why would you?
It's got to be the Bucks. You don't have a ladder match without them. Certainly.
Speedball, Mike Bailey, and Josh Alexander are also from Canada. So to me, it feels like it would be.
It's more of a balance. It's more of a balance. Otherwise, there's a lot of without Hechicero and Josh Alexander in there. There's a big onus on Brody to be the only man who's not going to be flying around like a fucking lunatic for the whole match. So it gives it a bit more. It gives it a bit more density. It gives it a bit more balance and structure when we've got Josh Hechicero and Brody in there with 5 other guys going fucking crazy. So like it's going to be great. I don't think we're going to see anything other than. Retaining here, but
I don't think so.
No, it's too early. It's too early. Like Brodido is not a transitional reign. I think they planned this for a little while. I think Bandido and Brody showed good chemistry together. I think they saw lightning in a bottle here, because they wanted to get the titles off the Hurt Syndicate.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't say they planned it for a while, but I do agree with that.
I
agree that they've seen something here and
they've seen. That's what I mean.
You don't throw it away so quick. No, it's fucking brilliant.
Exactly. Yeah. It would be silly to like have them drop the titles right now because they're like hot at the moment, like it's not like it feels like this is like the sort of run that the tag division's kind of needed, because this is what we were hoping we'd get with the Hurt Syndicate, and possibly to an extent it didn't really live up to the expectations. But like keep the titles on Brodido. This could be a show stealer. It's got the fucking Young Bucks and Jet Speed.
They do have a match to live up to here. Like the match, like genuinely, I know it's funnily enough the only thing I actually saw from SummerSlam this year, because was it SummerSlam, Brett, the 4-way ladder match?
Yes.
That was a great match. So they will want this is a better 8-man. What we're assuming is it's got the potential. It should be basically go out there, do what they did, do it better, do the best 4-way ladder match of the year.
If the Young Bucks are in it, then it will be, because they're the best.
I'm going to be the odd one out, and I'll say I think they might change the title. Just they never hot potato the titles, just for to shake it up a bit. I say they're going to have Brodido drop them, maybe win them back. But I'm going to my Young Bucks are doing it. They can do no wrong this week. The Young Bucks are winning it.
With the help of a certain scapegoat, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, maybe that was with the help of a dragon.
No, Lucy.
No chance.
If
the
now
scapegoat
have
does
the best
return,
wrestler in the world back on their side, and he is a dragon. You've no idea.
If he does return, he sabotages the Young Bucks. Not Brandon Cutler, but Jack Perry.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I'm going to go out on a limb and say Brandon Cutler doesn't appear on that pay-per-view at all.
No, I will make a prediction for the match. Like you've seen it in the past few weeks with Brodido, where Bandito is trying to get Brody to do the Macarena in the ring. He's gonna do the Macarena in the middle of the match, and it's gonna be fucking beautiful. It will be the moment of the year on a pay-per-view. like you said, it's lightning in a bottle. Like this is like 2 years ago when it was like Adam Cole and MJF-esque, like just two, you would think polar opposites, but just put them together, and on paper you would think like this is kind of silly, like, but no, they just fucking mesh great together. Their finisher, that flipping like 450 splash that Bandito does is fucking brilliant. But I like, even though they won't win, Like Josh Alexander, I think is going to show out in this match. He's going to be a fucking beast and a monster, especially like I said, him and Speedball are both from Canada, so I think they're going to have great showings. This is going to be match of the night. This is going to be match of the night.
If they decide it's going to be match of the night, it's going to be. The Young Bucks generally steal the show.
They generally do. Exactly, so the next one, I think we've covered that pretty comprehensively. Yeah. So the next one is one which I think divides a lot of opinion amongst the team, which is the announced match of Big Bill versus Eddie Kingston. So I think it's only fair that we let some people sort of give their thoughts on the match first of all. So Andy, what do you reckon?
Waste of a match, stupid match. Eddie's going to win. Whatever. Eddie's going to win. They clearly want to. I think, as Lucy said last week, it's probably to sell the pay-per-view. Maybe it is. Probably. I just think it's a waste of a return. But whatever. Eddie's going to be back. It'll be good going from here. And I don't know what they do with Big Bill from here.
Lucy, what about you?
But before you carry on, I do feel like there could be a big return because it's Canada. So I could be very excited at this. We could get fucking Judas back. After Eddie's beating him, I don't want Eddie and Chris Jericho now, and then Jericho could come down and fucking beat the shit out of Big Bill. I wouldn't mind
that.
You got me thinking about that. Lucy, sorry, go on. What were you saying?
Well, I want that now. I was just going to point out that it's obvious that Big Bill watches this show because on Collision, was it Collision? He said all the things that Andy said, like, people are saying I don't deserve Eddie's return. People are, and he's beating up New Yorkers, and so it's obvious that Big Bill has watched this show and is a fan. So Andy's heard your rant.
He doesn't deserve it. It's just because I think Mark put it best last week. They let him cool off so much from when he was hot as fuck to the point he's frozen, and it just feels like why, whatever. But whatever, Eddie's back.
Sorry, Andy, I'm just with you here. This is a really underwhelming match all round for Eddie Kingston's return. Like, again, the element of selling the pay-per-view, I don't know, it feels there were so many better opponents, and the one thing I'm hoping is that this match leads into something on the night, that it's not just Eddie returns, wins, and that's it. I want immediate direction. Even if what you just said there, even if it's for Big Bill, I want something to happen apart from this just to be a match, because I don't think it's going to be a very good match. I think it's going to be all about the moment. I don't think their styles will. I think that they can both have very good matches. We know that Eddie Kingston can have world-class matches. I don't see this being anything other than probably the worst match of the night in terms of a quality perspective. So I want there to be an angle post-match.
What if Eddie loses?
So no, hold on. Before you do, Ivan the Terrible asked us on Discord, given his return was announced beforehand, that doesn't leave a lot of room for speculation now. But how would you have booked the Eddie Kingston return, like story-wise? What would you have done? What would you have done to lead to it and come out?
As I said last time, in the Coffin with fire.
No, I didn't really. I was taking the piss down. No, what I actually wanted was I wanted the Death Riders to turn on Moxley after Darby. After Darby wins, and then Eddie to come out and save Moxley and be the one that helps turn Moxley, turn him back, and then Eddie fights the Death Riders with Moxley. That's what I wanted. Anyway,
I would take that on the condition that the new leader would be Claudio, which just would drive Eddie even more insane, and Claudio could be like a Bond villain type leader. I would take
100%. I've seen that with the stuff about Claudio having quite a bit of time left in his contract. Like 100%. I think Claudio's underused. He never has a bad match. There was a period about a year or two, maybe 2 years ago, where he was on Dynamite and Collision every week for about 10 weeks, and he had a fucking 3.75 to 4.5 star match, just solid every week. The guy is fucking reliable. I would want, and he's a big cunt. He's intimidating. I would 100% have him as the new leader.
Yeah, and if you've got him and Gabe Kidd, that's Eddie furious right there, even without Adam.
I say new leader, obviously being puppeted by David Arquette, but yeah, I mean, I think it would work.
that ties into sort of my answer. I mean, firstly about the match, it for me it's inoffensive. I like Big Bill. There's not much of a story to it other than the fact that they're from New York, even though it's happening in Canada, which just feels a bit odd. I mean, having it announced beforehand does take away a bit of the hype, perhaps, but I think it is just a way to play it safe for Eddie because he had a nasty injury. I think they're just trying to give him a safe pair of hands to, shake off a bit of the ring rust. It'll be inoffensive. Eddie will win, and it's almost a bit like the QT Big Show match, like something to.
It could be,
to
but I don't
bridge
want
the
Eddie
gap
to,
between the pacing of the show.
don't want
you
it
know.
in that moment. Though it's Eddie
No,
fucking
me-
Kingston, man.
Exactly. That's the thing. It's Eddie fucking
Me
Kingston.
neither. Me neither.
And
Me
like-
neither.
like,
I don't want it either. But I'm
I'd
just
much
saying
rather
that
he loses and fucking maybe Gabe Kidd comes in and beats the shit out of him. Big Bill gets the fucking
The thing-
cheap win
the
or whatever.
the
and
thing
then
is
go
that
from
they-
there.
then I'll let him lose.
They
but
mentioned that on commentary, so to me it does seem that the plan is to give Eddie like the enter into the Death Rider storyline, because he's gonna he's in terms of his character, he's not gonna align himself with Claudio, like never, like they're enemies for life. He's never going to align himself with Gabe Kidd or the Young Bucks for that matter. So he's out for blood, if you ask me. If I know Eddie Kingston.
The only person he cares about on that roster is John Moxley. But I don't know. I don't think it's easing him back in. I think what Lucy said last week is probably more right, that they wanted to just boost the pay-per-view. So it's like, look, Eddie Kingston's making a return going by the pay-per-view. It's probably just that, but it still doesn't.
Yeah, it
feel right, to be honest.
It cost them that surprise moment, which
It did, yeah. But maybe they do have another one planned, and they announced Eddie, which feels a bit of a shame if it is the case. But maybe there is another
surprise as well. He's maybe he's got something else up his sleeve.
Now you said Gabe Kidd comes in at the end, and that's a feud. I would like that, but not that I want Eddie to lose, but if he's going to, then that's how they can do it. Brett, what have you?
Right.
What
do you reckon, Brett?
There's someone who's going to be there.
How do you say?
Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck you, Brett.
Thank you. I look at this match think about it, like you said, it was a bad injury by Eddie, and this is kind of a way for him to ease himself back in. Like I said, it's a match against Big Bill. It's safe, it's inoffensive, it'll be okay for what it is, and like you said, it is true to it. To help sell the pay-per-view. Like, I know it spoils a return, but I understand you're running in the same day as WrestlePalooza, so you're trying to get more buzz on your product. Yeah. So I could get that. I understand that, but I understand the arguments against it, but at the end of the day, once his music hits, I feel like
I'm gonna be happy.
All that shit is gonna be wiped away. But like I said, let's see what I think it's more about the post match. What happens, like if someone runs in, or if he's cutting an interview in the back, and does he like cross paths with like Moxley right there, and then Claudio's right there, so maybe that's a little foreshadowing towards the future, towards the next pay-per-view. We'll see, but I hope, like, that's my concern. Like, it's not even so much the match, it's the post-match, if they do anything the same night, whether it's a run-in after the match, whether does Jericho come back to confront Big Bill, does Gabe Kidd come out to like try to finish Eddie Kingston once and for all, or like I say, it could be an interview segment where Moxley and the Death Riders, like, they cross paths and they don't even say anything. It's just Kingston just eyeballing, just like.
I'd like him to interact with Chris Statlander for a little bit and just be like, "Girl, don't you dare get it together," and then twat.
I'd rather him not. I'd rather him not cross paths with Moxley. I'd rather him maybe have a chat with Renee and be interviewed after his match or before his match and say, "Look, you want to have a word with John?" Because that's what that was what he did a lot. He would always messages to Moxley through Renee. He'd say, "Look, have a word with your fucking husband." He's fucking. So yeah, I'd rather see something like that, because I loved it when that story was on, because Eddie was compelling there.
He always is. I think it's just going to be a nice moment. It's just going to be great to see him back more than anything. And the post match is going to be
a little bit of ring rust. Well, if there is a post match beatdown angle, that works to explain why he's maybe not on top form.
Exactly. So
whatever happens, we'll get a great fucking promo next Wednesday.
Oh my God.
Whether from Chris Jericho, I know we will. So, anyway, moving on. Let's just zip through the rest of the card. So, the next one I've got is a non-title trios match featuring Ricochet and the Gates of Agony against the Hurt Syndicate, where all three members. Is this MVP's second match in AEW now?
I think so. Yeah,
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not had a singles match, but.
He's not a singles match. No, I mean, maybe that's by design. I'm actually quite looking forward to this, because I think this has been quite. A good example recently of long-term storytelling. Ricochet is out for revenge against the Hurt Syndicate, who snubbed him when he was trying to sort of, get in the good graces with them, and they said no, and he says, right, well, fuck you then. I'll start my own group and we'll beat you. Yeah. And that was 6 months ago, I want to say.
This match is settling in right at this is the penultimate match of the night, I think. We'll have a big, intense match. We'll need a little break before the world title match. That's where they throw this one in. It'll be a bit of fun. It'll be good fun. It'll be good fun. I feel that there's a lot of heavy. I'm interested to see just how much Ricochet has to do here.
It's the match I'm least looking forward to. Not that I'm not, but just that the card is so stacked that this is probably the one I'm least interested in. There's not much riding on it. They're trying to reheat Ricochet up after letting him cool off so much. So hopefully Ricochet gets the win. Or
They have
his
to win
team
here.
gets the win, because I feel like we need that at the moment. We need Ricochet to get a fucking boost here.
I think Ricochet pins MVP to get the win for his team.
I fucking hope not, because we'll get more of these knobheads the next day talking about how Lashley won't take a pin. Just let Lashley take the fucking pin and get angry about it.
No, don't. Let him pin MVP. Let them be angry. But if Ricochet...
I like watching people cry, though. I like watching people
it's
with
more
no...
fun. It's more fun when they cry.
If Ricochet does
I think
get
this
the
match
win,
is more
that
about
Lashley's on his
like
way out
the
of
Gates of
AEW
Agony
anyway.
showing out in this match.
It feels like
Wrestling.
that. I think it feels like that. I feel like it feels like the Hurt Syndicate experiment seems to have been quickly retconned out of nowhere over the last couple of months.
Okay,
Now, if that is the case, that if Lashley is on his way out, then the whether it's starting in 2026, like the singles run for Mr. Shelton Benjamin needs to go full force. Like
100%.
that'd be amazing to see. And then
Continental Classic.
a Continental Classic,
Yeah.
but not even just
Again.
that, but a future challenger for the TNT title against Kyle Fletcher, like that'd be fucking amazing.
Oh man, yes.
Even just a one-off, like if he racks up a good amount of wins, like even I wouldn't mind in a pay-per-view match, like one-off.
Go back
for the World
and watch
Heavyweight
the
title.
C2 match. Go back and watch the C2 match they had in 2024. It was one of the more underrated matches of the year. It was
Right,
fantastic.
it'd be great. What were you going to say there, Lucy? Sorry, you were saying something.
I was going to say that if Ricochet was the one that got the win, would that then have MVP being like, oh shit, we should have brought you in? But not. I didn't realize that they were maybe splitting them up. See, I pay no attention.
to be honest,
I think
that
that's
didn't
just-
really cross my mind. To be honest, I don't really know. I'm not speculating here about
That's
Lashley
just
or whatever
rumours,
else.
and that,
It's just rumors. Yeah. So
I think for me, it's more
I'm-
just the fact that they seem to have deviated from the story quite quickly, especially the
But-
MJF one.
Well, for me, I mean, they say that, but they, there was that thing about, this report, which was just, again, all rumors about MVP and Speedball, like, having beef. But then they quickly retconned that by them doing the backstage video. So what if, because, MJF recruited Ricochet and the Gates of Agony to help him that one time and trying to set Mark Briscoe on fire when he was setting up the Hangman match. What if this whole thing has been a red herring and MJF has actually still owns the Hurt Syndicate, but actually has hired Ricochet and the Gates of Agony to teach them a lesson, to say you should not have done what you did, mate. So
I really
and
hope
what
they
if
come
he-
back to that, because that was clearly a
I'd love
fucking
that.
story.
I'd love that. I'm
Story
We all
point,
know
just
how
him
well
owning
MJF
it or
takes
whatever.
rejection.
This
But
is-
I don't feel like that is going anywhere, because they seem to be doing a lot of cross promotion stuff at the moment with this possible Dynasty reunion, don't they? So
Well, you
Yeah.
brought up right there, like this past weekend, if you saw
him
MLW,
and
you see
Hammerstone,
Hammerstone in the back.
Hammerstone.
But that's only two members of Dynasty right
Go
there.
on,
No,
get
but you see,
holiday.
Where's that
Go.
third? Where's that third member?
I
Where's
was-
that
I was
third
waiting-
member with his special move at?
I was
Yeah.
waiting for him to say, I'm elite, you're major league, the other fellas are narcissist. I was waiting for him to fucking throw that in there, but he didn't.
But he retweeted about how a year or so ago he was on Dynamite, or
Yeah,
he was
he
on
did.
AEW with Serpentico.
Oh,
And
yeah.
What a man, Serpentico.
Don't say that name.
and I said, run it back, man, run it back, and he retweeted. So he's.
I'd love that.
I don't think they
keep
will. I mean-
saying, don't bring any more. We don't need any more people, and then I keep coming up with exceptions. Holiday is a fucking exception. You need him.
100%. and I
Get
feel-
rid of Hook. Get rid of Hook.
No!
And put Holiday on there. And
I'm
the
not going to
Outrunners.
argue
We
with
don't
that.
need
so.
them.
Fuck you. Get rid of
Well, don't
Brandon
say
Cutler. What's Brandon
Serpentico in
Cutler
my
ever do?
presence.
Brandon Cutler fucking sits in catering every fucking week.
Horrified. How dare you?
Bring Hook out, then
so-
Holiday hits him with a special move to get him out of here.
Yes.
No more baby Hook. Wow.
Hook goes for a suplex. Holiday hits the special move.
We
Bye
end
bye.
Taz
Hook.
lineage there and then.
Yeah.
before
I
we
just-
keep going down rabbit holes
Okay,
here,
okay, sorry.
let's. I don't want to be like grumpy bollocks here, but it's nearly 11 o'clock at night here in the UK.
Well, before we move on, I will say one fucking thing. I think that when you're looking at other promotions AEW are working with, AEW should send them more talent.
Yes.
Send Hook. That's all I'm going to say.
Send Bobby Lashley.
Please,
see
please
how
send
he feels.
Please send
Uh,
Hook. Right, go on.
anyway,
What's the
no,
next match? Let's go.
no,
Go.
Go on, and the last word. Go on.
I'm predicting Ricochet and the Gates of Agony winning.
Yeah, same.
But the next one we've got, this is where we start to sort of turn. Well, no, not this one. After this one, sorry, because this one probably feels like the second most foregone conclusion of the night, and that's the TBS title match: Mercedes Moné against Riho.
Yes.
I think we can comfortably predict that Mercedes Moné is not losing her TBS title tonight, despite, again. I have certain opinions about Riho, which might sort of seem controversial. So I don't really rate Riho, if I'm honest. I'm saying it with my whole chest. I don't really rate Riho. I think she was on top, the face of the division at a time when the division was very, very lackluster. And now I think like the match that she had with, the tag match that was on Dynamite just gone, I think she was hitting like stuff like really like off pace. She missed a few moves here and there. The pacing was really off. It didn't feel that good, and so I'm thinking it's Mercedes. Mercedes will get a good match out of her because she can do it with anybody. But again, we've seen this like 7 or 8 times now since Mercedes has had the belt. A surprise challenger, but Mercedes is the best in the world, and I think we're just going to continue that trend here. So I've got nothing else more to say, really. I think it'll be a good, solid 4-star match, maximum, in my opinion.
So, if you'd like to audition to be Dan's replacement, please send a video telling us why Riho is...
Dynamite.
Mercedes wins.
Dynamite.
Of course.
Dynamite one-on-one match, Riho versus Robin Renegade, seems very random.
That's true. I forgot about that, actually.
Has potential to play in to at All Out. I mean, how long has this been rumored? This
a long time. So much so that I forgot about it.
Renegade. I'm just saying, of all the talent that you could have had Riho a one-on-one match with, that's all I'm going to say.
Are both the Renegades healthy and in back, fully back?
It's been very, very quiet, hasn't it? What's actually happened? So everyone can speculate, but we don't know, do we?
Look, Dan said he doesn't rate Riho. I don't rate the Renegades at all. I just don't see the benefit of putting them with Mercedes at all. It's
the only thing that could happen is if you're working with Mercedes and she, unless you're Camille and tweeting out like controversial shit, which could probably just be saved for yourself. I think that there is a benefit to working with Mercedes if you're kind of working the same sort of style as her. You can learn a lot. They can learn sort of more pacing. They can sort of, they're very young. I think they can sort of
25.
They're minions. They're the equivalent of the boys, aren't they, for Mercedes?
They're a little bit like Billy Starks and Athena, because I mean that did wonders for her. So if they have plans for them in that sense, where there can be some kind of like student-teacher dynamic that translates well on TV and that complements both their characters, then I'm all for it, because I'd like to see. I've got an open mind. So
I haven't seen enough to say Andy's right or wrong, actually. So that's maybe not a good sign if I can't remember.
I'm not right or wrong. It's just my own opinion. Watching them, I don't rate them that much. So you might think they're brilliant. So there's no. I'm not like one of these. I'm not like one of these guys on fucking Twitter who thinks they're the arbiter of wrestling knowledge.
No, we're very much like open-minded and willing to be proven wrong. Or Darby Allin winning the world title at All In.
Okay, that one.
So we're all in agreement. This is a universal Mercedes win. Mercedes retain.
I think if anyone isn't, they're probably on some heavy fucking blue meth, to be honest.
I would agree with that. Done. So next one, we have a match where the stipulation was announced just on Collision, which was the tables and tacks match featuring another blood feud, which looks like to culminate here at All Out, is Mark Briscoe versus MJF. I think this could be a match of the night, to be honest with you. The stipulation is a bit weird, if you ask me. Like, it's a bit of an odd sort of, I think it's probably a WBD thing because they want to get the TNT branding sort of in there. I think that there's probably some ulterior motive, and that's why it's branded the way it is. But regardless, the two in the match, we know they're going to.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it's probably something like that. I think this, considering the talent in the match, you're going to get something fantastic out of it. 20 minutes, blood, going through some tables.
Most unpredictable match on the card for me.
I can't easily call this one.
Oh no, I'd bet the farm that Briscoe's winning this.
I do, but then MJF taking another loss. That's the thing. MJF taking a second loss.
On the line.
Because if you think about it, MJF the night before, he's going to the CMLL anniversary show to go against Mystico for the title versus mass match, and he's going to lose there. I can't see Mystico
He's calling
being
everyone out
unmasked.
at the moment, isn't he?
So
he wants...
I think MJF is winning this match. I think
he's
MJF.
calling everyone out.
I'm sure it's Briscoe.
He wants Dolph Ziggler. He wants everyone. He wants to go and fucking catch up with Andrade.
Yeah.
The man just wants to do everything apart from spend
He's a
time
busy
with his
man,
wife.
and he's doing this all while he's filming. Like, I mean,
He's
you got to
one of
admire
the
the
most beautiful
hustle.
women on the bloody planet, and he's just here calling out various.
He's calling out
men.
Michael Oku as well.
Oh
he
yeah,
wants to do more fucking wrestling than he ever has.
Yeah, he doesn't normally like to wrestle. Go on, Max.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
He's only had 10 matches this year. He's only had fucking, what is it? He's had 21 matches since 2023 ended. Yeah, he's working hard. You got to give him that.
Yeah, but he should be on his bloody honeymoon with his gorgeous new wife.
But
she knew what she was getting
game.
into. She
Well,
knew
I
what
hope
she
she
was.
kept the marriage certificate because you can't send him back without the receipt, Alicia.
Yeah.
Good
It's
fucking-
the most unpredictable match on the card. This for me, I can't pick a winner. So I would probably go with Briscoe.
I think
winning,
a Flaming
but
Table's appearing.
Yeah.
Flaming Table.
I'm sure it's Briscoe. In fact,
it's just MJ. Like I say, it's just MJF losing another match, and as Dan pointed out, he's losing another match anyway. So like that's going to be like 3 losses in a row in pay-per-views.
Mark Briscoe can lose. Mark Briscoe is Mick Foley of this generation. He can take a loss and people will still love him, and it does not affect his standing as to where he is. He'll be fine. I think MJF is winning this.
Yeah,
But
I'm
not saying that with confidence, but
MJF doesn't walk away either. So if he loses this, he's not leaving it at that. He wants another match with Briscoe.
no, that's why. Yeah, but I think Briscoe, I think, is going to go after Kyle Fletcher. But again, more on that later. I think that's what he wanted to do. MJF's disrupted this kind of for his own personal reasons, for his own revenge. MJF's going to be the winner here, and then they will sort of go their separate ways after this.
Mark, who have you got winning this?
I don't care. I just want to see it be really fucking violent, if I'm being honest.
Fair enough.
I'm thinking Flaming Table.
I want to be sad. I want to be uncomfortable in certain moments in this match. Like I want bad things to happen. I want to see it get fucking nasty. That's all I care about. I hope they both have a good time. That's why I hope that I'm the winner in this match because I'm sitting there equally appalled and equally delighted at what I've watched. That's all I care about in this one. Just give me some fucked up shit.
What if Briscoe looks like he's going to win and then someone comes in and hits a finishing maneuver?
You mean a special maneuver?
That's the one, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Or like I said, we literally just saw on the weekend like
maneuver. Sorry,
yeah.
We just saw him talk with Hammerstone over the weekend, so never know there. But I'm going with Dan's thinking like I said, he's gonna lose against Mystico in the mask versus title match, and I think through nefarious ways, MJF will pick up the win. It won't be just him. I think we're gonna get interference. I think there will be a run in to help MJF win, and I want. Yeah, Flaming Table needs to make an appearance. Because damn, the last Flaming Table was it when it was Cody and Andrade, and Cody landed on the table instead of Andrade.
I was putting in Malachi. Am I remembering wrong?
No, it wasn't
maybe.
Andrade,
It was Andrade.
I don't know if it was Flaming.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was Flaming, but no. I mean, Donna asked us about the Discord about the cross promotional faction with MJF and Hammerstone, and will Richard Holiday rejoin them and bring back Dynasty? I fucking hope so because I love Richard Holiday and I love MJF. That dude is someone who deserves a main sort of contract with a big player.
I would love that. All Out for me, ever since 2023, All Out seems where they start new stories. A lot of things
they've had a hard reset, you're right.
Exactly. Everything now, it seems like the beginning of a story.
So it tends to be shit after All Out, but yeah.
And then it's just bringing in, like, Holden, this is the time for MJF to get a new faction. Yeah. Absolutely.
He loves a debut,
new season, bring in the new characters.
He loves a surprise, doesn't he? So, like, if he's just given us Eddie up front, hopefully he's got a fucking
I think he's
surprise.
got something else in store, possibly.
Yeah. Like anyway. I said, like I know I sound like a broken record, but I'm gonna dwell more on this, like on videos on myself and like freaking on Twitter as well. Like I always compare the writing of wrestling to anime. We're in filler arcs right now. Nothing is major going on right now because you just completed your last major arc, like with Hangman beating Moxley. So like from at the end of All In I want to say to probably the beginning of Wrestle Dream. That's
it always resets.
That's your time to like step back, take a look at the landscape, and especially with them missing some major pieces with Osprey, with Swerve, and Kenny is going to be on and off for obvious reasons. Like I don't mind it, like him kind of like it being toned down, like storyline wise, if it takes us into the next major storyline arc, like going in like after this upcoming Saturday, leading into Wrestle Dream, because in professional wrestling it happens all the time. Like after WrestleMania in WWE, it's always bland up until SummerSlam, for whether it's on purpose or not. Like they take a step back, they look at the landscape, and they reheat their stuff when it's time and ready to go. Like so
fuck WrestleMania.
Yeah, I
What's the
wouldn't call
next
it
match?
bland, but it is new.
So
it's new.
So
But,
sorry, I just seen the time. So like, fuck WrestleMania.
All right, let's
WrestleMania.
through.
Tony, run something that weekend in
we'll
Vegas.
we'll
like
zip
double
through
day.
these last.
Fuck WrestleMania.
There we go.
Go.
Yeah, fuck WrestleMania.
Yeah, come
Fuck
on.
WrestleMania. Honestly, fuck it.
Fuck WrestleMania.
This is going to be
So-
the highest ever attended All Out, by the way. They've now surpassed the record of 10,500.
Oh,
It'll be the
Canadian
highest
fan.
attended All Out. Boom.
Canadian
Fucking
fans.
great news.
Fantastic.
Fuck CM Punk.
Thank you.
We're going to go for the unified triple threat match: Okada, Takeshita, and one of either Mascara Dorada or the Beast Mortos. So,
Michael Oku.
No, Andy, no.
I'd love that.
Someone tell him.
I'm taking a piss.
No.
DeLorean's at the back.
Retain.
Andrew.
This will be a good match. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think it's the most. This is the most. The second most obvious win for me. Okada retains.
Third for me. I think there's still a chance, but
Yeah.
I think the main event's a lock. The TBS title's a lock. I think this one that there's probably like a 5% chance that there's a new champion, but I can't see it.
I just like I said last week or the week before, whatever it was. I just think after him beating Kenny Omega, the importance of that. I don't think he's losing this title anytime soon.
This match it serves one purpose, and that's to set up the future feud against Takeshita down the line. Yeah. And whoever
100%.
the third person is going to take the pin.
They're eating the
obviously.
pin. Yeah, 100%.
100%.
Yeah,
And
that's it.
I love Beast Mortis, but I hope it's Dorada.
I think it is Dorada.
Yeah.
Isn't he the next person to get a dual contract? I think I read that somewhere.
Absolutely.
I might be making that up.
No,
whatever.
I think
if it's not official, he should 100% be the next one. Either him or Persephone. Like those two should be the next ones to get the dual contracts.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Next.
this
Has
is about the
anyone
drama with the
not
title as the catalyst, isn't it? Yeah.
Has anyone not commented on this? Sorry.
No, I'm happy. It'll be good fun. I'll be smiling at the end of it. We're going to have retention, but Takeshita teases his face turn.
Lucy Takeshita?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okada?
I think Takeshita's winning the title match against Zack. I think he loses this, but then he goes off and he beats Zack. That's the tension. They boot him out. He goes off, beats Zack, comes back. Oh, really? You think I fucking needed you? Well, look at this.
I'd have him win the C2 as well then, but whatever.
Main event at Wrestle Kingdom, Takeshita and Okada.
Main event?
Do it. Yes, main event, Wrestle Kingdom, those two, Takeshita and Okada. New Japan doesn't have any. New Japan does not have any star power to go against Takeshita if he beats Zack next month. You get Okada's return in the Tokyo Dome. Those two.
That's
right
a
there
fucking very good shout, man. I fucking like that.
That's the only direction to go to. If Takeshita wins next month, like I'm sorry, you look at the New Japan roster right now. Who, like star power wise, can you put like against him? Returning
that
unless
shifts
you give
tickets
him
big time.
Tanahashi's last match, then yeah, it's got to be.
That's
respect to
Tanahashi.
Tanahashi. No,
might as well put Morgan Freeman in there. Anyway, what's the next match?
The next one as the one that this pay-per-view was sold on, and that was Cope and Christian Cage against FTR.
I can't wait for this.
Which I'm really looking forward to this one. I think this will be really good fun. I think we could probably see if Stokely's getting involved and maybe the patriarchy coming back and just kind of like causing some trouble. I think we could see Gangrel again. I think we could see fucking Beth Copeland squaring up against Mother Wayne.
Is this like my fucking New Yorkers list last week? You're just going to start reading off people who have
it's like Jerry
once met
Springer.
Adam Copeland.
He's bringing people
what
out.
about the cast of fucking that TV show he was in? They're all going to turn up as well.
We'll bring Lita out. Why not? Matt Hardy. Let's have everybody that's ever interacted with her.
I've just said Gangrel, and I've only named 2 people. It's not like but not Randy Orton though. Randy Orton's not coming back for this one. But
fucking home now. I want to stay awake.
That's it. No, this would be great. The crowd will be hot. They'll sing Metalingus like you wouldn't believe. FTR will get a lot of heel heat. Once or twice. It's one way. It's one winner for this one. It's Cope and Christian winning, and we are going to get one step closer to the eventual match between them and the Jungle Express, Jurassic Express, Jack Boy. Fuck it, I screwed that up big time, didn't I? Jack Perry and Luchasaurus.
Is this the NXT version?
Yes.
Jack Boy and the Jungle Express.
Jack Boy and the Jungle
Lizard
Express.
Man.
No, he's already signed to A&A.
I know, dude.
FTR win this. I think FTR get a cheap win at the end. I think Christian and Cage look like they're going to get the win. I think FTR get a cheap pin somehow and then fuck off like the cowards they are. And yeah, Christian and Cage hang around. Christian and Cope hang around.
Oh, we're all doing this now.
Yeah, I'm doing
so
fucking NXT version again. I think they hang around and kind of, have a little hug in the ring, get closer to being on the same page, and then we look forward to what happens next. But I don't think they get the win. It's too obvious. You can't give the fans everything.
I think they do.
I don't like happy endings all the time. Fuck the happy ending.
No, this isn't ending. This isn't ending the show.
We had one great happy ending this year, and that fucking does me. I don't need any more.
Yeah, exactly.
I want a happy ending every single week. I'd be the most boring wrestling booker in the world. I'd be like, everybody go up there, have a nice handshake, maybe a cuddle, and then we'll have some ice cream. Be great. And people will be switching off, going, fuck this shit.
Oh, Christ alive.
But I don't care. Yeah. I just want them finally. It's been, I didn't want them to rush it.
They're going to hit the tag team.
So long. I've waited for them to be back on the same page. Rated assholes, get it one.
I don't think they're going to be on the same page. I think they're still going to keep doing what they're doing, but I think we are going to get the FTR are probably going to do the 5-second pose, or they're going to get like the kazoos out, and FTR are going to do it, and not them.
There'll always be little hints that they're going to maybe turn on each other, but there's going to be a bit closer to being close, and FTR get the cheap win. Stokely gets the shit beaten out of him as well, obviously.
So
I think Cope and Cage are going to win, and there's one thing I want to see in the middle of this match. While the match is going on, I'm going to assume the ladder match happens earlier in the night. I want this might be the most WWE thing that you'll see on the AEW show. I want during the match, I want a camera cut in the back of the Young Bucks watching this match, because I think Mark, you said it. Yes, like the 45-degree angle, like that. But I think Mark, you brought it up like not too long ago that like FTR and the Bucks are gonna have like a competition amongst themselves, like who could bring out the best match against Cope and Cage, and like that's why if we get that, that's gonna be the biggest hint that we're gonna get that match probably sooner rather than later. But I think Cope and Cage are gonna win this match. It'll be an amazing atmosphere, and I think this will be the best match that Copeland will obviously have, obviously tag team action. But yeah, I think Stokely would get involved, and I think Dan said like Beth getting involved and like destroying Stokely would get a great pop from the crowd if it does happen.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think that to me screams like this is going to happen. But again, I'll be happy. I'll be made up at the end if we, get what we've just talked about. So, last three, and I'll start with the one where it's again probably not really all that predictable. I'm actually going to go for a slightly out there prediction on this one. I'm going for this is the women's title fatal 4-way match. Toni Storm defending the title against Jamie Hayter, Tekla, and Chris Statlander. So, again, possibly, touching on what we said earlier about how kind of like the women's division is sort of, reset a little bit after Forbidden Door with that Toni and Athena match and the feud. It kind of feels a bit sort of thrown together, but there are a couple of intersecting stories here, so I guess it kind of it's a kind of good opportunity to expand on those. But I'm going to go for a really out there prediction, but I'll save mine. So what's everyone else predicting for this one, apart from it being a very, very good women's fatal 4-way match that we
Toni wins. The match will be excellent. Everyone will show out. The booking for it was dog shit leading up to it, but Toni wins. And then hopefully one of them comes out of it with an actual, real, kind of focus push towards taking the title off in the next pay-per-view or the next, one or two, preferably Jamie Hayter, but I wouldn't say no with Statlander if they can actually put a story together that fits her rather than changing the mind every week on what direction she's going in.
I'm going out there. I'm jumping. I'm jumping 10 toes down. Okay. Statlander's going to win the title. Statlander is going to win the title. Listen, look at this card right now. There are no title changes on this card. There are no really like shocks. There's no shocking shit that's going to happen.
Can I jump in here quickly? I think it would be a fucking disaster if they hotshot the women's title with no build. It will just show the massive disparity with the booking effort they put into the men and the women. When you look 100%. At the world title reign to the men, and then for the women's, it's a throwaway match that has had literally no build. Look, I don't even think it's impossible, but I think it will be a disaster. And I also think Toni should eventually lose it 1-on-1. But I think it will be. I agree. I do look at this and think there should be a title change on the pay-per-view because. I just think did we have any? We got tag titles, didn't we? At Forbidden Door. I don't see any other titles changing hands apart from this, but I think it would be I think it'd be booking malpractice if they just do it on a match. Tony's losing this title should be a really well built story because Toni deserves that. And when someone dethrones Toni, it should be 100%. A big deal, not in a fatal 4-way when 2 weeks before Toni stood in front of 900 people and you know what, fuck it, you and you, let's go. Nah, fuck that, not good enough for me. Lazy. They deserve better.
I mean, I agree. I think that they're, but I was going to go with what Brett said. I think that this one has the most potential for a surprise title change with a Statlander like heel turn, like a full heel turn, like Wheeler Yuta, perhaps like giving her something like a weapon or something, which she then uses to beat Toni with. And I'm not sure if I like the idea, but
I fucking hate the idea.
So that's I'm sticking to my guns. I think they're going to do it.
Okay.
So
it's piss poor. Like as Mark said, it's piss poor. You need some direction. You need folks. You need something to get us emotionally invested in this. You want a hook. You want someone to have the focus on the title and for Toni as well. For what Toni has done with this title, there should be a big story around her losing this title, not just let's go 4-way, let's do it. I mean, the Statlander booking's been fucking atrocious. They don't know what to do with it. She's one of the best women's wrestlers on the planet, and her story, her character development has been backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards. Whatever. We need someone in a good match. Let's throw Statlander in there because she's reliable, but she is. But build something on her. Give her a fucking a 2-month program leading up to taking the title first, so it means something. Sorry.
Right, Lucy, what are you saying?
I'm the tiebreaker. I don't want Toni to lose this title yet. I have seen a lot of people say, they should change the title, they should change it. No, she hasn't even had it a year yet. This has not been too long a reign at all. I don't want her to lose it because there hasn't been a story behind her losing it yet. For Toni to drop the title, something has to happen to 100%. Toni, the character. The only way I could see it working is if Chris takes it and she takes it because it's just about Chris Statlander, like she takes a weapon, she joins the Death Riders. But then you're still taking it away from Toni. No, I think Toni's the character is not ready to drop that title yet.
That's why I'm conflicted. That's why I think that they're building this up more around Statlander and where her allegiance lies, rather than it actually being about the women's title, which it is. And so that's why in my head is saying, like my heart is saying, like Toni's walking out like still champion, which I'd be more than happy with. And there have been pay-per-views when there haven't been any title changes. And I think, Toni is, like I said earlier, like she's the linchpin of this division. And I think that, you need to give her a program, which probably for me, I would go, the next like few months, Toni and Jamie Hayter, build on the history that they have and actually build a story around that where Hayter probably takes the title off maybe around Full Gear World's End time. Because then you can have a reason as to why they're fighting one-on-one. And don't make the title sort of part of Statlander's heel turn. Like I think Statlander should join the Death Riders. I think that would be kind of a good use for her if it gets her sort of a bit more development and a bit more sort of consistent screen time where she's not just sort of flip-flopping this, that and the other. Then I'm all for that. But
it's too late for me. But like, whatever they can do, like, give us something rather than just, random matches and backwards, forwards. Like, if it's the Death Riders, whatever, I think it's too late. But I'd rather that than what they're doing currently or what they've been doing for the past 6 months. Well, since the random face turn last year, which, kind of changed everything, because she was a great heel when she was with Stokely. Whatever. Anyway.
Yeah. The one way I would accept losing the title is if it was some sort of like super surprise. They hot potato the title onto maybe Tekla just for the randoms, and then Toni gets it back. But they shouldn't be doing it with Chris or Jamie.
I agree. That's the only way I'd be happy with it. Is if it's a complete, like, I think putting it on Statlander is such a waste, because like, Statlander does deserve that. Yeah, and it doesn't, and I want it to feel important, not just a kind of nothing. For Tekla, it would be a surprise because she's not been there that long. She's been fucking killing it. Maybe if a group gets involved or whatever, maybe do some of that, and then Toni takes it back to the next pay-per-view. But in the meantime, build Statlander up to it. No, I just think, like, Statlander deserves something that would resemble a Hangman win or a fucking, the Ideal Ospreay win at Wembley. She deserves something of that fucking magnitude, not just just Statlander won. What was the build to that? She was thrown in a 4-way and won. Yeah, it was a great first.
If you're going to do it as a surprise, someone took it. Wow, then not with Statlander for a very first win.
No.
Okay.
So
it should be huge for Statlander. It should be massive for her first win. Like it's a big fucking thing, an original. They put everything behind her. She actually does parallel Hangman to some extent in the fact that she was like one of the chosen ones. She was one of the ones they originally put so much stock behind, but then 2 major fucking injuries.
But let her do it as a bad guy. Let her be the evil version of Hangman.
I don't mind as long as they give us something. But what I mean is, in terms of like the not necessarily, maybe the real life situation where she was like held up as she's going to be the one, but then the injuries got in the way, a few other things. But Toni, remember the reason we had Jade champion for 2,362 days was because Statlander got injured, and he was just waiting to give her that moment. So you'd think he'd want to give her a moment similar to that. Well, bigger than that, because it was a bit of a damn squid in the end of the way, but bigger than that for a world title. But anyway, that's enough. Sorry.
Moving on. Let's wrap this up now. So another one where where the world title is again sort of causing a bit of dissension about our feelings about like the booking at the moment for these sort of 2 programs. Hangman and Kyle Fletcher for the men's world title. Again, I think we can assume it's a pretty foregone conclusion with this one. It'll be a cracking match because we know that they can deliver the goods based on the match in the Owen earlier this year. Again, a little bit of a shame we're not getting a TNT title defense on this card when Kyle has already been like killing it. Like, he's twice the champion that like Garcia was and twice the champion that Jack Perry was. No disrespect to Jack, but at the same time, Kyle is already killing it. But he is going to have to take a loss here, and Hangman's still going to walk out of All Out as champion. I don't think we need a big angle here. The show.
We can't just have a basic match.
This
is going on last. If Hangman should win decisively and pretty cleanly in 20-ish minutes, something big has to happen here.
I don't think this is closing the show. I don't think this is closing the show. The Coffin match is closing the show, I think.
This should both pay-per-views. Is the Coffin match on Saturday?
Pay-per-views that Hangman's been champion, he's not closing the show. That's not good, considering how badly they've used him.
No.
When did Toni Storm close the show? No. If the women's title can go on in the mid-card, so can the men's.
No, but I don't think I don't think the women's title should, though. I think the women's title should close the show at times, but like I think
it should. But
one of the titles should always close the show. I don't think. I think a Coffin match between Darby and Mox, there's no way that should be ahead of a world title. I would have Toni Storm's match ahead of that as well. But obviously,
I would finish with the Coffin just because they're likely to have trashed the spot afterwards. It depends how long you want to wait for them to fix the ring.
I think with this anyway, I feel like Hangman's going to win. We need some angle, as Mark says. I don't know what though. Whether it's whether Takeshita comes out and doesn't fucking help.
If this does close the show, my theory is if this does close the show, and there are arguments for and against it, but if it is going to close the show, I think we get Kenny Omega return, come back to get a revenge on Kyle and the Callis family. I think Kenny comes back not to have a match, just to fend off the Callis family, and then he stares down Hangman and says, "Right, you've got something that I want there, mate. I love you." and then we start Kenny Hangman Part 2.
I just don't like people getting like, I know it's Kenny Omega. I just don't like people getting title shots for no reason. Just saying, oh, I want that. That's what I mean. That's why I want the rankings back. But whatever. I would love Kenny Omega to come back. I think Canada would lose the shit.
That's why I think
I would
doing
lose
it.
my shit. But
I would say there is a reason. Kenny never got his rematch the first time Hangman took the title from him.
Yes,
he's owed one.
Yeah.
Possibly, but he's just lost. He just lost a big match against Okada for that title, and you would imagine that would knock him down the pecking order in terms of who's champion next. But then again, they've just given a title shot to Carl Fletcher out of the blue, so you know.
Kyle's the champion, and he's on a winning streak, so
if Hangman was saying to MJF, no, you have to earn it. He said to Kyle, did he say to Kyle something similar about like, getting the title match, or did Kyle just sort of, basically write Kenny off TV so he could go to Japan for a bit, and then said, okay, like, listen, I'm challenging you to All Out. Well, I think that's what happened, wasn't it? It wasn't like the other way around where Hangman basically made Kyle work for it. That doesn't sound right, does it? No.
There's no way Kyle does it without the Callis family anyway. I think Don Callis comes down with a screwdriver, tries to attack him. Maybe that's when Kenny comes back. Maybe Takeshita just comes out and just stands there. I don't know, but maybe Takeshita comes out late or something. I'd like to see some seeds sown with the Takeshita stuff, around now going forward. I guess it depends when the match is as well, but I don't know. I want something from this apart from just a Hangman win, and I want something meaty for it to actually have been worth it.
Oh, definitely, there's got to be something. Brett, Mark, what shenanigans are we getting? Come on.
Obviously Hangman's winning. It'll be a great match and all that, but obviously the Don Callis family will interfere, and then it would be dope if Omega's music does hit. He does help fend off the Callis family, assisting Hangman winning. And I don't want an interaction yet between Omega and Hangman, and as far as like hinting towards the world title, because before that, I mean, would it make more of the sense of the world that Omega would go after Kyle after he got slammed through the table and all that stuff. So I think that's the next program we're going to, probably for Wrestle Dream. I would
Kenny
assume,
and Kyle.
Yeah, and as far as like what Hangman does afterwards, we'll see afterwards, I guess, in the next coming weeks. But I think I would hope that Omega is there to like fend off the Callis fan, because they're not going to stay in the back for
not at all
for the entire match. So
they may have a new member. Who fucking knows? I mean, he seems to be adding members one a fucking week at this rate.
Are we a part of the Don Callis family?
Have we checked?
Well, we will be next week.
You have to check. You have to check every morning.
I've been checking my email religiously, so yeah.
I mean, like, the fact that Wardlow was apparently floated as a possible opponent for a future pay-per-view suggests that, like, Hangman's going to have some more Don Callis family feuds down the line. So whoever it is will be next in line. Maybe they do get somebody else, but it's got to be a Hangman win, and we move on. And then Kyle starts defending the TNT a little bit more.
Yeah, Mark, any last thoughts before we move on to the possible, but also possibly not main event?
No, I think that I think Kenny comes back at the end, and I think they're in the ring, and I think we all just have this shot of Omega just looking at the world title, just those initial flirtations with it, which again we can then revisit him. We can revisit that probably Full Gear again, and in between he can have a Wrestle Dream match against Carl Fletcher, and then maybe we get Hangman v. Let's just say Takeshita, something fun that will be good at Wrestle Dream, because we know that Hangman's not losing the world title for a while, so just give him fucking bangers for the time being.
Yeah,
I know I've moaned about.
So I got Mark. Is Takeshita New Japan champion at that point?
Yes.
Right.
It depends on what day is Wrestle Dream. We gotta look that up, because
I know I've moaned about the story builds and stuff not making too much sense, but I don't give a fuck.
October 18th.
At that point, yes. Takeshita, if he wins, he would be New Japan champion.
So the
before
champion.
Wrestle Dream.
I know I've moaned about storylines not making much sense, but I would not give two fucks if at the end of this match the Bucks came in and helped Hangman. I really wouldn't. Like, I just accept it for what it is and be like, you know what, I don't care, I'm happy.
With Brandon.
I don't think they will, though. Right. Lastly, the Coffin match, Darby Allin, John Moxley. I think I can't really predict this one. I think it's going to be a bit chaotic. I think it's going to go a bit sort of out there. It's going to go all the way around the arena, possibly. But I think I don't think the Death Riders are like done yet. I don't. You know, we all sort of predicted that maybe they would around this time there would be some kind of stipulation where they would have to disband if like they lost a match or something like that. I think there's more legs to it, especially with like Garcia and possibly Statlander thrown into the mix. I think Jon Moxley should win, if I'm honest. I think John should
100%,
should absolutely win, possibly with the addition of somebody else. But Darby, nah.
That's what's weird.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet.
Not yet.
Why didn't Garcia's turn happen here? Why did they throw that on
I've no
free
idea.
TV?
It would have been brilliant.
There's a reason. There must be a
Because
reason.
it would have been fucking great.
It must lean into something that's happening here. They must have done it because they've got something else planned here. If this match does go on last, something huge has to happen at the end. I don't know what, because we've had Eddie Kingston and the Garcia turn. So the two things that like I would have thought would be big enough and grand enough to close the show.
You do know
this match have gone.
You know exactly what. You know exactly what.
Yes,
what have we
yes.
said for the last 12 months? Leather jacket, Orange Cassidy,
No.
Death Rider.
No.
Yes.
Now,
No.
hold on. Now, listen, Andy, for
There's
the
been
first
no
time
hint
in the
to that.
last
It's
couple of
one
weeks,
murky
there is
figure in the
this
background.
actually has traction. This actually has traction because you go back. There were a couple promos cut in the 2300 ring where a couple people have pointed out online. Who is that in the background? With looks like
Splendor
all black
Band?
attire, and it could it be Cassie? We don't know. And I'm like that. It
What's
has
this?
to be
What's
like
this
Mark
then?
just asked, like, why was Daniel Garcia like on free?
Oh, it's just
No. So it wasn't like
sex pest
it's
in the
not one of these
background
things, Mark, that's like
decided.
real apparent. But people have pointed out like a couple of backstage interview segments. I think one
If
with
you-
Moxley and one with Gabe Kidd. That there is in the foreground, all the way in the back in the parking lot. There's a dude who's dressed in all black, just kind of
Oh,
like
I must have missed
pacing and lurking
And
in
he
the
walks
background.
like Orange Cassidy.
And
he's
it
got this
kinda looks
proper
like Orange Cassidy.
Mr. Soft, like Fido Dido walk like Orange Cassidy. On.
Why have I missed
He looks
it?
like he should be on a
God damn it.
7-Up can.
I must have missed this completely.
But
It's no, it's,
but like you
it's
said,
Orange Cassidy.
why Garcia on free television? Because there's something bigger gonna happen in this match. Just imagine that they
Yeah.
open the coffin and it's Cassidy in there, but it's not all black. Like that would be too obvious if he opened the Cassidy was all black. Like, oh, it's heel turn. No, give me the regular blue denim for his return that gets the crowd, yeah, and then orange punch on Darby Allin. He turns right
I'm
fucking
in.
there. You
I'm in.
debut
I
him on
would love that,
television.
man.
You
That's-
debut him on television with the all black. Don't do it. Don't make it so obvious when you see always. No, give me the regular blue denim. Like, oh yeah, our hero's back, and then he turns on Darby right there.
How many
that would
fucking
be a
Death Riders do you want?
72.
Too many.
That would be a bigger heel turn than the greatest heel turn of all time, John Cena. That would destroy that.
Oh fuck yeah, man! What?
Either that
I'm
or
in.
Sting's son comes down dressed as Sting and beats the shit out of Darby.
Oh,
I'll take any of them, to be honest.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
we live for chaos here.
I will-
Lucy, what are
In-
you predicting?
In the wolf pack. Sorry.
I will cry. Yeah, Mox wins this. Darby realizes that he can't beat Mox while the Death Riders are around him.
Yeah.
We don't need to add any more, thank you very much. So he either takes them out one by one and gets Mox on his own, or he assembles the team to take them all out.
So
We get blood and guts.
I think that there's like because Garcia and Daddy Magic had the thing on Collision, didn't they? I think something's going to go down like in the night, maybe before this. Like Garcia's going to probably like beat the shit out of Nigel or something like that, and then that's going to pave the way because now Bryan Danielson's a full-time commentator. I think that he's going to probably be on the show. I would assume. He's going to get involved to some degree, maybe to fend off a heel Orange Cassidy. Eddie Kingston makes another appearance, perhaps in the main event after he's got his win and he's sort of said, right, I've got unfinished business. And we could have the Avengers Endgame moment that we predicted would happen 6 months ago.
What if Darby wins and the Death Riders then suddenly start twatting John Moxley?
No,
Do you not think that Moxley
angle.
is Moxley's already replacing
and
them?
Eddie Kingston
Is
comes
Moxley
down to save him?
Moxley's replacing them. He's replacing them. Gabe Kidd's replacing Pat.
Possibly.
Orange Cassidy's replacing
That's
Claudio.
That's a very good
Garcia
shout.
is replacing Wheeler Utah, and Chris Statlander is replacing Mina Shafir.
Are we having a wolf pack? Are we having a wolf pack Death Riders here?
We've got two. It's like the clone and hologram. We've got. That is. Yeah.
It's a great one. He's doing a fucking Leonardo DiCaprio, isn't he? He's turning them all in for younger models.
Oh, okay. I've changed my mind. No, Mox is going to lose, and that's how they start to splinter the Death Riders.
They're too old for Leonardo DiCaprio.
See, I was sure a minute ago. Look, you've ruined it now.
You know what I think we just did? I think, like, Andy, you literally said earlier that you would want the world title to finish. I think we just talked all of ourselves into the Coffin match has to main event because there's so much more, like you said. This, especially with the circumstances of this Saturday, that obviously the WWE is going to have the Wrestle Baluba, whatever the fuck afterwards. You need something that, like, a big talking point at the end of that. Like I said, we want to see things in AEW that we have never seen. We have never seen a heel Orange Cassidy. We don't even know what. We have an idea, but we have no idea what that would look like. We have no idea what that would sound like. That's why I say if you do not have him in the all black. That would be too obvious. Have him in the blue denim, get that roar from the crowd, and then you fucking turn at the last second.
What if? I know we're going long here, like, but what if Daniel Garcia hasn't joined the Death Riders because of Jon Moxley? What if he's joined because of somebody else who's going to replace Jon Moxley? Because I like if Darby wins, Jon Moxley, his team could turn on him and basically oust him completely, meaning Eddie Kingston comes down making the save and then someone else replaces Jon Moxley as the leader of that team. I would love it to be Claudio, but for a moment like this, you want someone fucking who's going to shock everyone, and Orange Cassidy could be that fucking man.
It's too early
fucking
for
silent
Jon
leader.
Moxley to be disbanded
Remember,
from this, I
Orange
think.
was all when he was. Yeah,
I'm just thinking of the
I was
way Eddie
sure
Kingston
Darby
could be at the end.
See, now I have no idea what's happening. I was sure Mox was winning for Darby to go and assemble a team and take. Now I think Darby. Oh God, I have no idea. I haven't got a.
No, Mox has to win. I think Mox has to win.
I think Moxley should win.
No, but now
what I think what's going to happen now is
I think they can do the Mox tease away from the Death Riders if they are going to usurp him. Then with Eddie Kingston sort of thrown in the mix as a compatriot to sort of lead John out of the darkness, then I think it's too soon for that at the moment. I think that needs to sort of be built towards the end of the year.
I think we go with.
This is an out there one. This is like Mo's.
He's turning heel now. I swear to God, if it's Will or Night.
No. What if when Darby was up on that hill he climbed and he come back down and realised all the fans had turned on him? What if he was like, fuck you lot, and he takes over the Death Riders, he destroys Jon Moxley, takes over the Death Riders?
Shush now.
Sting comes down, Darby lays fucking Sting out.
All right, Granda, we'll get you to bed.
No, I would never do that to Sting.
Exactly.
I know what you're referring.
He said that, didn't he? I would never do that to Sting at the start of all of this.
He's
and no fuckers turned on him. Everybody still loves
this
him.
Is happening. This is happening. It's Orange Cassidy, it's Hook, it's David Arquette. No, it's not Hook. Why Hook?
Yeah,
it's David Arquette.
Said it now.
It's fucking Bill Cosby, and it's fucking no, he's in the other fucking promotion, and it's Jason Donovan.
All
there
right,
we go.
stop just listing names that you know. Okay.
Jim Robinson.
It's amazing that the legs that the Death Rider still has, man. Like, I mean, compared to like a few months ago to now, like this shit can. Literally, it could go to the end of the year almost.
I was convinced that they have now.
The process, I suppose.
Yeah. Maybe they go for another. Maybe they go for another year, and this is the whole thing of like where Mox is kind of starting to see his plan come to fruition, which is his whole ethos was to get the younger guys to prove that they can actually like make a difference and to actually like change who they are. That's what Garcia's done. So maybe there is a bit of legs. Maybe there's other people like down the line because giving them a faction that turned on Bryan Danielson, gave Jon Moxley the title, just to lose it to Hangman and then just for them to just fade away would be a bit of a shame, really. But no, I'm here for the ride. I've really enjoyed them, and I'm glad that we sort of stuck with it because there was a period of time for like 3 months, sort of end of 24. Mid 2025 when they were sort of comfortably the not like the least interesting part of AEW week to week, but then they've sort of really turned that around since the Swerve feud. Really, they've really turned it around for me because we still got Pac to come back as well, and because he's still injured.
What if Pac returns and is he fit?
Well, don't know.
He's orange fit.
His injury was quiet.
Orange
no one
is
really
fit.
knows how long he was out for. So
he's in the back.
There's probably going to be about 20 returns, 10 debuts. If you're still listening to this, by the way, if you've made it this far,
what's wrong with you? Have some
congratulations, you deserve a medal.
They fucking switched off ages ago.
Of course they have. When you started banging on about Akil Orange Cassidy, all turned off in disgust.
That's going to be the fucking, on the analytics, that's going to have the biggest fucking peak, that. It's going to be like Statlander's fucking face heel turns.
Well, thank you again for listening to this nonsense, this chaos. Enjoy All Out. Brett, have a safe trip out. When do you fly out?
I fly out Friday morning, so I'll be there.
Nobody cares. Fuck you.
Yeah.
No, come on.
But before we cut out, let's do a proper.
Brett knows I love him, man. I'm just jealous.
It's all good. Listen, I hope that you and Mel are able to do Chicago at the end of the year. That'd be awesome, man. But let's do a proper outro, guys. Thank you for episode 63 of the Group Chat Wrestling Podcast. Please follow us on TikTok and Instagram at GW Podcast UK, where we release about 3 to 5 clips for every episode. Follow us on YouTube, Spotify, and all your podcast platforms to check out every audio episode and video as well. Group Chat Wrestling Podcast, GW Podcast UK on Twitter for all news and updates on the show. Once again, thank you for joining us on this episode. Enjoy All Out this upcoming Saturday. Thank you. Mwah. And good night. Bang.